Hello and welcome to the wrap-up on UCFM, your Thursday guide on all the latest in clubs, news and events from across UC's Bruce campus. I'm your host Ben and it's week 5 of semester 1. On today's show we'll be entertained by UCREC in our weekly Student Society Spotlight, and after that you'll hear about my visit to the newly opened Rare Books room with UC librarian Siobhan. As always, stay tuned throughout the show for the latest UC news and a weekly events guide. Before we get into it, just a reminder to follow our socials at UCFM_87.8 to keep up to date with everything happening, and join the conversation today by sending us a message during the show on our text line at 0415 774405. Another massive reminder that you can tune into UCFM live and from anywhere by downloading the iHeartRadio app. Without further ado, let's wrap things up. Now, I thought we might switch up the show today and start off with our Student Society Spotlight. So this week we're joined by Mitch from UCREC. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So for anyone who isn't aware, what is UCREC?
UCREC is just a big gaming club. It's more to do with board games, video games, and D&D stuff like that. We just kind of hold fun events and just hang out and play games with everyone.
Well, that's exciting. So, you mentioned D&D. What sort of other games do you guys sort of love to play?
Yeah, so on our Friday nights, we do our big board games. We have a bunch of different ones. I love playing Betrayal, House on the Hill. We also have our Switch setups. There's always like a Mario Kart or Mario Party game going on. So it's always fun. We play a bunch of different ones. We always enjoy new games too.
And do you guys sort of have regular meetups every week?
Yes, we have 2 big meetups every week. We have our Monday 5:30 D&D nights, and then at 5 p.m. on Friday we have a big games night. So there's our 2 very weekly games events we play.
And do you guys have any sort of big special events that aren't so regular?
Yeah, we do some throughout the year. Like, we don't have anything planned at the moment, but we do normally do like a laser tag or a bowling throughout the year as a big fun leaving campus adventure.
That's exciting. I mean, how has that gone in the past?
Oh, it has gone very well. We did bowling last year. It was fun. We went to Kingpin, so it was a very good and enjoyable session. Like, we just had fun playing bowling. I'm not the best at it, so I enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
failing.
And something exciting that I heard about just a few episodes ago actually was your 12-hour game session, I guess. How did that go?
Oh, yeah. Our 12-hour, we call it our day of UCREC. Yeah, it's a very good, enjoyable. We do for 12 hours. We're set up in the student lounge for 12 hours. It is a long and energy draining task, but it's very fun just to have there. We can play longer games that take 3 or 4 hours, and we do a little fun events. It was very enjoyable this year.
Do you guys sort of have any plans to do a marathon like that again in the future?
Yeah, it's one of our most popular events. We definitely have a plan to do one next semester. Not full on the dates yet, but it's one of our most successful events, so we're always planning to do one. And
how did you get involved with the club?
When my first year here, I went to O Week, saw them on a market day. They were like, hey, come. I've always enjoyed playing board games, but didn't really have very many people to play it with. My family was not that big involved, but I loved board games, so I went around, and I've pretty much been there since. It's been about 8 years now for me, so I've been there for a very long time.
Exciting, yeah.
So it's been what I've been doing for the past 8 years on Fridays.
Wow, yeah. And it sounds like a pretty good way to meet friends as well. Have you met anyone through the club?
Yes, no, that's pretty much my main friend group is through that club. Going there is very much how I met everyone, so I very much enjoyed it. It's a very friendly place. Everyone's open to play games with you. So many people just come up and be like, I have a game. Do you want to play? We're looking for another player. And it is a very fun and energetic place.
And for anyone who might not be the greatest at a board game, would you say that you're open to beginners as well?
Oh, no, we're very open to beginners. As we say, we don't play to win at where we are. Well, at least I don't. Sometimes just jumping into a game and just playing it for fun is just what we think. So we're always looking for new people. Don't feel ashamed if you haven't played any, or you're coming going, I'm not the fastest. It's we're very chill. We don't give... we don't care if you're not playing optimally. As long as you're having fun, that's pretty much our one vibe.
I mean, this club sounds like quite a lot of fun. A board games club, I think, is an essential part of any university, so I'm glad that we have one. But for anyone who is interested in getting involved, how can they find out more?
First, rubric is just our number one, but also we do have Instagram. If you just look up UCREC, we should show up. There's not very many other that comes up close, so we have there. We post some things what we're doing, but going for rubric, we also have our Discord that is linked. So that's where we do most of our messages is through Discord. But yes,
of course. Well, thank you so much, Mitch, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now it's time for the UC News Wrap. UC researchers have been honoured by the government of Laos for their work towards farming improvements in the region. Associate Professor Leonie Peterson and Professor Ian Dare from the Centre for Environmental Governance received the Cross of Friendship in honour of their work on the Future Farmers Project. The project itself aims to increase resilience and reduce poverty by modelling and developing policy changes across Laos and Vietnam. They attribute their current success to a unique focus on local voices in research and policy design. Future Farmers purports to centre smallholder farms across the region as a major link in local economies and food production. And UC has launched the Vice-Chancellor's Centre for Public Ideas, a new think tank at UC. The centre hopes to deliver education, research and community outreach in the field of public ideas with a particular focus on Australian history and politics. It's been positioned as a complement to UC's existing Centre of Deliberative Democracy and Centre for Creative and Cultural Research. The new centre will also be home to UC's Pathways to Politics for Women program. Other activities for the centre will include undergraduate education, short courses, and micro-credentials designed for current decision makers. COPE officially commenced following the recent start of its inaugural director, Professor Frank Bongiorno at UC. And that's the latest UC news from around campus. Now, over the break, I was very excited to hear about UC's opening of their very own Rare Books room. Located on level C of the library, it's right on campus and the perfect opportunity to take this show on the road. Earlier this week, I had the amazing opportunity of meeting UC librarian Siobhan Elliott, who showed me around and gave me all the details. Let's have a listen. So I'm here with Siobhan from the UC Library to speak about the Rare Books room. Very excited. So I guess just to start us off, what's your involvement been in the creation and I guess the maintenance as well of the Rare Books room?
Yeah. So basically I came on because I have this absolute passion for old books and have for quite a while. I studied at UC doing the Cultural Heritage degree. And then I started working in the library with all the different librarians, heard about this wonderful collection, and then, just decided to get involved and help make sure that people know that they're here and make sure that they're going to last for as long as they can.
Yeah, so just before we started, you told me a couple of fun facts that I found very interesting about, I guess, the ages of some of the books here. What is the oldest book you have in the collection?
So the oldest book we have is from 1551. It is Appianus of Alexandria's History of Rome.
Wow, and do you have any personal favourites that you think about and you're like, I'm so happy that we have it here?
I'm a Roman history nerd, so we have a book of Cicero's works, and it's from 1624. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And how does a rare book, I guess many rare books in our case, come into the possession of the university?
A lot of these books were donated. We sort of have 3 different collections within our room. So we've got rare books, children's literature, and then Clough. And so the Clough collection was donated by a landscape architecture called Richard Clough. But then the first university librarian, who was called Crittenden, he did a lot of the collection building.
Yeah, and obviously the Rare Books room itself is quite new. How were you guys handling the collection before that, and what was the sort of thought process that got to the eventual creation of the room itself?
It's a bit chaotic in the lead up to this room. So the collection originally were in the basement on level A in the library, and if you've ever been there, it's a bit of a dark, windowless hole. No, so they were down there, and then the room that they were in actually leaked, so then we had to move them up, and they've gone through different floors in the building as we've renovated, And so as part of our renovation plans, the architects developed this sort of curiosity box room. So they've gone through nearly every single level of the library up to here.
Yeah, and what sort of maintenance goes into looking after the collection day to day?
So we have a lot of environmental monitoring as our regular day-to-day. So the room is temperature controlled and humidity controlled to specific levels. Sort of make sure that the books won't grow mould, discourage different pests. I do keep track of what insects might be going on in here. And then just general having a look at the books. Do they appear to be bits falling off it? All of those sorts of things.
Yeah. And what sort of, I guess, practicality does it have for the people studying and working here at UC? What do they get out of the collection?
So these books have enormous research potential because they've been hidden away pretty much in the library for so long. There's not a lot that people have done with these books. Cultural heritage students can come in, all the conservation students can have a look at environmental conditions, conservation concerns, but also we have books on very early Australian education, lots of architecture, landscape architecture books, of course, from Clough. So there's just different bits and pieces, lots of hidden gems for people to look at.
And you mentioned the architecture collection specifically. Does UC specialise in any particular area of book when it comes to this rare book collection?
Probably architecture and gardening make up a lot of it. Crittenden and Clough were both sort of in that landscape area, so there's a lot of gardening, architecture. And when I bring people into this room, I always point out that there's a lot of cricket books, so you can definitely tell who was building it.
Yeah. And I also see you don't just have super old books, you have some more recent old books, I guess. I can see a Star Trek comic book right behind you. What does the maybe 20th century part of the collection look like?
It's a lot of first editions, newer things that people are starting to find collectible. So we do have, as you said, the Star Trek behind me. We do have some early Marvel comics in there as well. Sometimes there's publications of books which are absolutely massive, the books themselves, a limited run of 200 or so books. And so some of those have been bought as donations and sitting in this collection.
Yeah, and I guess back on the more recent things, what is considered collectible in maybe the past 50 years that would have an important place here in our collection?
So the sort of more modern books here, in terms of collectible, basically if you look at what people are interested in, there's always going to be the really niche things that people look at and just love for aesthetic reasons or the knowledge that they can get out of it. So sometimes it is the limited runs, sometimes it is a really beautiful reproduction of a really earlier work. It's just the different things people like about books, really.
And what would you say the future has in store for the rare books collection? Do you imagine it getting much bigger? Do you think that maybe it's going to outgrow this room one day?
It would be really cool to see it outgrow this room. We don't currently have any plans to add to it as it is. Our focus is more on making sure it's all stable, fixing issues that might be in books already, and just sort of increasing knowledge so more people can come in and use them.
Yeah, and what's the reaction been like from the wider UC community having this room now available?
A lot of people are very impressed. So because people don't really know about it as much at the moment, coming up, seeing all of these books, it's a bit of a shock sometimes. They come in and see them, and then, general excitement. definitely.
And how can people learn more? And maybe if they have a reason they need to look at one of these books, how can they organise to see something?
So they're always welcome to get in touch with the library, send us an email, and we love to show people around the room, show them if you want to see a certain book, you can very definitely pull those out.
And that was Siobhan Elliott, a librarian at UC, who gave me a little tour around the rare books room. I was very happy and excited to do that. I think one thing I need to mention is that she let me hold the oldest book we have in the collection, which, as you may have heard, is from the 1600s, so that was very exciting. But yeah, thanks once again, Siobhan. Now let's take a look at the upcoming events on campus. On tomorrow, which is Friday the 20th of March, UC is celebrating culture and community during International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Visit the Southern Concourse between 12 and 2 p.m. for a game of mix and match where you'll pair hello in different languages to their place of origin. Stick around and add your contribution to the sense of belonging wall by writing down your thoughts on what makes you feel at home. And finish off Respect at Uni Week with game night in the Q Space. UC Queer Club have teamed up with the Respect Now Always team for a night of friendly competition, and there'll be Jackbox and Kahoot, so definitely check it out. Make sure to stop by between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. for that. And rugby union if rugby union is more your thing, the Brumbies are taking on the Chiefs at GIO Stadium this Friday, and UC students get tickets for free. Kick-off at 7:35 p.m, and you can use the password Ruckus26 or visit the UC events page for your free ticket. And on Saturday, March 21, Sydney band The Ryans are stopping by the UC Hub as part of their Everywhere, Every Single Day tour across Australia. This comes after the 2025 release of their debut album of the same name, which hit number 5 on the ARIA albums chart. With such a big start, this surely won't be one to miss. Head over to Moshtix for more info and to book. And starting this Monday, March 23, it's Live Art Week across UC. Stick around from Monday till Friday and take part in the giant Paint by Numbers mural on the Southern Concourse. And head to the Northern Concourse lawns or the UC bar from Monday till Wednesday for live music between 12 and 2 p.m. Also on Monday from 12 to 2 p.m, UCX is hosting origami and snacks in the refectory. And on Tuesday, March 24, get a glitter tattoo on the Southern Concourse lawns between 11:30 and 1:30 p.m. Also on the Southern Concourse, learn Crochet 101 with experienced volunteers between 12:30 and 2:30 p.m. And stay on the concourse for jazz and hip-hop dance routines between 12 and 1 p.m. After that, etch away at colourful designs in the refectory with blackout sketches between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. And on Wednesday, March 25, inspired by Central Park, it's Concourse Park on the main concourse between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. They'll have a circus workshop, airbrush tattoos, live music, caricatures, and a pop-up play with the UC Drama Club. Also on Wednesday, cupcake decorating in the refectory between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. And on Thursday, March 26, join the Student Wellbeing and Support Team for a Wellbeing Walk and Talk around Lake Ginninderra from 10 a.m. Meet the team at Coffee Grounds for a free hot drink before heading off. And UC Bar is hosting a candle making workshop from 11 a.m. and a ceramics workshop from 12:30. Both are first come, first served, and spots are limited, so make sure to arrive early and secure your place. Back on the Southern Concourse, get your face painted between 1 and 3 p.m. Later at the UC Bar, compete in a speed painting competition from 6 p.m. Participants will have 20 minutes to interpret the prompt time, and head to the UC events page as booking is required to compete. On Friday, March 27, finish the week with biscuit decorating in the refectory from 12 to 1 p.m. And that's what's happening around UC. Make sure to check out the UC events pages and UC socials for more info on these events and to find out what else is happening around campus. Now, sadly, that's all we have time for today, but thanks for joining us on The Wrap-Up. You can listen to this episode and past episodes of The Wrap-Up on our website, ucfm.com.au, or find the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. And there's always something happening around campus, so make sure to keep an eye out on socials and the student bulletin. Don't forget to follow our socials at UCFM_87.8, and we'll be back again next week to keep you up to date with what's going on around UC. Until then, that's a wrap.